So today's day 9 of 28 vegans. Today I'm going to have Jennifer and Rodney Barrett on, who have just an incredible story. I really appreciate all that they do. I will let them share their story. It's one that I think in the long run is going to have such a profound impact on the movement and on the world. I really do. I honestly believe what these folks are doing is that powerful. It's one of those things that, myself going vegan, it's like, someone else went vegan, which is wonderful, and never underestimate the power of that. But they're doing something that is just exponentially more impactful and powerful on a whole other level. So I really appreciate them. Becky and I were able to meet Rodney and Jennifer while we were in Nashville at the Gentle Barn. I'm very honored and appreciate all that they do. I just felt drawn to them. So let me bring Jennifer on and her and Rodney and let them share their story, and so I can give them thanks and see what they'd like to share tonight. Give us just a minute to connect. Well, how are you two doing today?
Hey.
Man, that is a good-looking hat, Rodney.
You like that?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. So the first time I met you guys, we were all in Nashville, and I didn't know who y'all were, and I just saw you guys walking around, and first thing I saw was Rodney's hat, and I was drawn to because I like Shiner beer. And we started talking and started sharing our story, and then you guys started telling me your story, and just I could have brought tears to my face hearing your all's story. And the more I've got to know you, the more I've got to talk to you guys. I really appreciate what y'all are doing. And I wanted to do this series for 28 Vegans to give thanks to those who have inspired me, who have encouraged me, who I think are doing something so meaningful and so powerful for this movement. And I invite you guys to come on. And if you guys would share a little bit of your story as far as, for those who don't know, I've shared Renee's fundraiser a while back from Rowdy Girl Sanctuary. For the folks that may not know what your story is, can you kind of give a little bit where you guys came from, what you guys used to do, and where you guys are in your life?
Sure, absolutely. We are chicken farmers. We were chicken farmers. We did that for 18 years.
Wow.
We were cattle farmers. Cattle were really to supplement our income. But that's what we did for a living for 18 years. My family and I moved to this farm when I was in high school. So I've been around animal agriculture since I was in high school. Came back when my kids were little, took over the farm. And then in 2011, Rodney got sick with ulcerative colitis, which started us on this whole journey, this whole years-long evolution of just seeking health. And it's been, windy and twisty, but it ultimately led us to doing a 3-week program that was plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 2016. And after we got done with that program, we were just so vibrant and healthy and alert. I mean, like, our mental clarity was so much better. We had so much energy. And the experience of that raised a lot of questions, right? I mean,
Sure.
You're like, if I'm this vibrant, healthy person by eliminating meat, eggs, and dairy, then what am I doing? This job that I honored, that I thought I was doing this, good old American blue collar, dirty job,
Right.
Providing for Americans, doing the thing that other people aren't willing to do, and knowing how your food is produced, and knowing, kind of feeling privileged to that. And then when you start to go, but wait a minute, that this actually isn't providing me health. And then, so when light bulbs started coming on, I started doing a whole lot of research, and there's so much information now with documentaries, podcasts. I listened to Rich Roll's podcast. I listened to his book. and I'm listening to these podcasts while I'm working in the chicken house, and just light bulb after light bulb started going off, and veil after veil began to drop, and it became too much. The truth of what I knew to be true, what I had experienced in my own body, my own health, my own mind, and then continuing to learn and educate myself, both of us, just like learning. And then for me, it became just too much. I could not know what I knew and then pretend I wasn't seeing what I was seeing. And so one day back in last December, I wrote a letter to the universe, asked for help. And I sent it to 3 people, and one of them responded and sent us help. I guess it's okay to say her name, Kathy Freston. I wrote an email to her, and she responded and put us in contact with someone who put us in contact with someone, and got the ball rolling. And we have since stopped raising chickens. We still, our cattle are no longer going. We've stopped breeding. We have stopped taking any calves to sale. That stopped back in, I can't remember the last time we took calves to sale, but their bulls haven't been with the cows since June. We've had so much support and love from the community of people who are trying to push this thing forward.
Yes.
It's been unbelievable. People that donated to feed our cattle, that, we were running out of hay because, we don't have a job. And
right.
While we're in this interim between what was and what's coming, it has been unbelievable, the outpouring of support that we've had. But that's the nutshell version of where we were and kind of what has happened and where we are now. We're so happy. Like, we have since been to the Engine to Immersion. We did that in October. And while we thought we were being healthy vegans, that took it to a whole other level. We have become while Rodney struggled with ulcerative colitis and many other issues, I was obese. I had hypertension, arthritis. I, bowel issues, all the stuff, I watched my parents just deteriorate. My mom has, it runs in our family for us to have really bad arthritis and degenerative discs. And I just knew that's where it was headed, and lived with a lot of pain. And now that I live in a body with no pain, and we take no prescriptions, and to be so freaking happy.
Don't you feel so much more alive?
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yes, it is. It's unbelievable. It's like I just trudged through the first part of my life and my 20s and 30s, when I should have been bounding with energy, and I was raising kids and stuff. And it was not good. It was hard. It was very hard. I had no energy.
Yeah.
Just heading down, the standard American diet, Western disease path, and slowly started waking up, and it's led us here. And I think when you're, ultimately looking for health, when you're ultimately looking for well-being, that I think it's just going to naturally lead you here. It just, this is where it comes. This is the truth. This is the truthiest truth.
I've been reading more and more articles about dietitians and physicians who are recommending the Engine 2 diet to kind of be the creme de la creme of diets and approach that you can look to your health. It's almost boundless what it can and can't do for you. The energy impact that I have felt. You talked about arthritis. I wrestled all through high school and college. And then as I started approaching 30, it's like, man, stuff really started to hurt, ache all the time. And I thought, well, it's a magnitude of wrestling all through high school and college, playing football all through high school, and getting old. It's just a fact. It just happened. And it's funny when you start cutting out meat and dairy out of your diet, and all of a sudden you realize, wow, that inflammation is gone, because that's one of the problems that meat and dairy cause for folks. You feel so much better just on that level alone. It's like, hey, I can get out and I can do more things.
Yeah.
I feel better today at 40 than I did when I was 30. And Becky and I, while we're trying to focus harder on a whole food plant-based diet, like last night we made pizzas with Follow Your Heart cheese and Beyond sausages, which, those are delicious vegan options. I feel so much better focusing our life on a whole food plant-based diet, and I hope others will do the same. So you guys have such an inspirational story in that, like you said, you were doing a job that you thought was helping Americans put, food on their table for their families. You were doing the work that no one else wanted to do. No one else was willing to do. And that's big. So obviously you've received huge amounts of support from this community. How has the farming community, friends or neighbors, have they been supportive? Have you guys been, have they been rough on you guys?
People are curious. We haven't received nothing negative has come up. When you're in something for that long and you become part of the community and you help each other, that's what farmers do.
Yeah.
Is they help each other. And I understand that, Rodney and I stepping outside of what's normal and, going against everything that people are it's gonna push up against them. And I understand that. And I know that our livelihood depended on us not understanding this for so long. And I have to be compassionate and understand that that's where other people are, that they just haven't put it together yet. And that you can't change anyone with judgment or, criticism or ridicule or, because when I was there too, I was, I'm no different. And if my mission is compassion and my mission is kindness, then I have to offer that to everyone. And that goes for people who are, who may seem to be pretty upset about it.
Well, and that's one of the points that, very few of us were born vegan. Myself, it took me almost 38, 39 years to get to that point. So I can't judge people for doing the things I used to do. All I can do is encourage and try to educate those folks to look at things differently and to consider, a different point of view. If Becky had not called me and told me she was done eating meat, we probably wouldn't be where we are today. If someone started yelling and screaming at me and calling me names for doing, for hunting, I wasn't going to listen to anybody. So you got to be very mindful of those things, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing. So I think, hang on, are you wanting to join me? Or you want? My wife's trying to help. Hang on. Turn on that back one. Sun's starting to go down here. We're an hour behind you, so there we go. Sorry about that. So you want to join me? No, she's good. You can come say hi.
Hi, Becky.
Why don't you pull the chair? Oh, now you're going to bark. So now the chaos is going to happen. So, I really appreciate your approach that you can't throw these farmers under the bus because they're doing what you guys used to do. What I think you guys are doing and creating, I hope it turns into a roadmap for other farmers who are struggling like you guys did for so long, that they can find an out if that's what they're genuinely seeking. There's a speech from Philip Wallen in 2012 that I just absolutely love, and I quote quite often. One of the things he says in there, he says, I have nothing against farmers. I don't want to put them out of business. I just want their crops to change. And I couldn't agree more with that sentiment, and that we need to stop raising crops to feed to animals so we can eat them that is killing us. Literally, it's creating disease, creating problems for the environment. That's a no-win situation. Meanwhile, we have, millions and millions of people in this country alone that go hungry but yet we're feeding stuff to these animals when we could be growing something that we could be feeding to these people. So, bravo to you guys for being so courageous, because, I see my story in that, I used to be a hunter, and now I want to spend my life being more compassionate and kind to others and kind to animals and protecting them. But that didn't affect my livelihood. I still work in IT. You guys literally said, you know what, we're done. You guys changed your entire life, your livelihood, and it's just been incredible.
You can't stay in it, Chris. I mean, you can't. It isn't. When your mind shifts and the light bulb comes on, however you want to put it, you can't stay in that. Not what we were doing. Not with the mindset that you're doing something that's totally against your beliefs.
Yes.
And you've proved it to yourself that the way you want to go is the right way, just based on the experience you've had with it.
Yeah.
And you can't turn that off. Once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. And once you learn it and you understand it and it comes on for you, to be honest with you want everybody to know it because of the damages that it's causing and the problems that it's causing so many people, especially in our country, when you've got the problems of obesity and you've got the problems of, health issues, diabetes and like Adam was saying. I mean, when we went to that immersion and we got embedded into this Engine 2 diet and found out that we wasn't even yet
No.
where we needed to be. I mean, and then you wrap your head around even a deeper aspect of being vegan, and you see where it's still evolving for us. We're still growing into it, and we're learning every day. But at the same time, what we've done, look at what Adam's done. Look at what Bobby's done.
You gotta love them.
Look at what Rip did. Look at his family and where he's come from. They're no different. We all come from the same background.
Yep.
Every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not here trying to stir something up. We're trying to change the stinking world's thinking on the way it's supposed to be, because if we don't do it pretty quick, you might not be able to turn it around. That's how serious it is. And that's what I think why it's not already gained more popularity than it has and been more of a movement, is because it's being suppressed so hard.
Yes.
Because of what it might cause. I mean, if this turns into an epidemic, some kind of a mass hysteria, when people start finding out that
everybody starts going vegan and being happy.
Our food system is killing us,
mm-hmm.
and it's keeping us hooked up with high health insurance policies. It's keeping us with high medical bills. It's keeping, it keeps people sick all the time, back and forth to the doctors, getting more and more prescriptions. It's a racket, and it's time that people are educated, and they need to know. They need to know what's on the shelves at the Walmart in the produce section versus the meat and dairy part, and what it's causing in their own families.
It really is just about educating people and giving people an option, and yeah.
It's all about the education.
Absolutely. That is, I feel these industries don't want people to know. I've said that before. They don't want you to know because, like you said, if they find out there's going to be an epidemic, there's going to be a revolt, if people stop buying this shit. People are going to stop supporting these industries between the cruelty, these poor animals, and what it is doing to ourselves and doing to the environment. I'm with you. People need to wake up and see this. Some of these are educated people. There we go. I paused or you paused something. So, the more people that need to wake up and need to see this and need to hear this story, you're absolutely correct in what you're saying that, I'm like you, like Becky and I are still growing in this. We're still learning more. We're still trying to figure all this out, right? So I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate you sharing your message. I really appreciate who you guys are as people. Just absolutely incredible, and I feel fortunate to know you guys. Rodney, myself as a man, I feel one of my jobs and responsibilities is particularly to reach out to more men. Typically, women are more susceptible or more receptive to compassionate messages. Men are like, we're dumb and we got to beat a man and like all that macho crap, and we got to get rid of that. I still feel that I'm still a man. I'm still masculine. I'm still vibrant. I'm still everything I am before and better. I feel better. I feel stronger. I feel the effects of this diet and lifestyle and the changes in my heart haven't made me less of a man because of it. I think it's difficult for men to understand because these industries have lied to us for so long. And, the meat and dairy industries pay the USDA and the FDA to put their products in the food pyramids, the food plans. You look at countries like Canada, they removed dairy from their suggested healthy food portions.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge.
It is.
But the reason we won't see that here, not anytime soon, is because of lobbyists and laws that are being written to protect these industries.
The money.
It's all about money. And if you're talking about agriculture or you're talking about big pharma, it's all about money. The healthcare system in general, they don't want you to stay healthy. Doctors are getting on board. If you look at Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, fantastic man, and the work and research that he has done is just absolutely game changing. And more doctors are getting on board, but lots of them, they don't care about making you healthy. They want to sell you another pill because they get paid. They want to keep you sick and on that pill because they don't want to treat the actual symptoms. They want to, they want to just treat what they can sell you for the next cure until, the side effects are worse than what you had in the first place. I get aggravated and upset and all fired up over that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
But, I really just wanted to bring you guys on and give thanks to you guys for what you guys are doing because, in my opinion, like saying it takes guts to do what you all started is an understatement. Saying that what you guys are doing are going to change things is an understatement because you guys are really, I know you didn't get into it to stir the pot, but you guys are going to rock the boat and you're going to turn it upside down. And that's exactly what it needs.
Well, I wanted to say really quick that none of this really would be possible right now without Renee King-Sonnen from Rowdy Girl Sanctuary. Like, she has swooped in and been my literal fairy godmother. I just wanted to give her a big shout out that
Yes.
the Ranchers Advocacy Program it's in Congress right now. There is a lobbyist there that is taking that before
Wonderful.
Congress, and they're going to mention our farm. So Renee is amazing. She is a powerhouse. She is going to get some shit done.
Yes, she is.
And we are so thankful to have her on our side. And she has been more than just, helped us with the hay and everything else that she's done for us. But she calls me to check on me. She knows how hard this is for ranchers. Rodney and Tommy hit it off. Like they're our friends now. We have forged this incredible dynamic team that is we can't lose here.
You just can't realize
with her on board.
Here recently, we've had so many different faces that have shown up to our home and graced us and blessed us with their presence and their intelligence, and Renee at the forefront of all of it. And we're just so thankful to be a part of it because the changes are coming. I mean, it's coming no matter what, and it's gonna change a lot of things. It really is.
You know, and just wanted to say at the end of the day, you know, Rodney and I haven't really done anything.
No.
We've just allowed this to happen. And everything that you do matters.
Everything.
And if you move towards kindness and you move towards compassion and you listen to that voice that tells you what is truth and what is morally right, and you listen to that you cannot mess up. Like the universe will support you, that something will come out of nothing. There can be no way possible for it to happen, and some way, somehow it will happen.
That's right.
And that every decision that you make does matter, and
That's
you
right.
matter.
That's
what
right.
you do matters. Every meal matters. Every choice you make matters. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Clapper said every bite matters.
yeah, and your body's never not looking.
Never not looking.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. Your body's always looking, right? So, you know, Renee is on my list of, we got people sneaking in the back door. Renee is on my list of 28 vegans. So her birthday is February 27th. And so I have her going to be on that day so I can give thanks to her and all that they do. Like her story, I love like when she tells it, that, you know, she told Tommy, like, if you take them cows to the barn, I'm going to buy them all. And what does she do? She raised the money to buy them all. That a girl,
She
right?
did.
So I love stories of, you know, strong, powerful people. And, you know, especially when you have a woman that is so determined like she is, like, that's fantastic. And I love that you guys have been able to connect. I know that Sean reached out to Renee. She shared that with everybody, that, you know, he said, hey, I got something I could use some help on. And just love that she's been able to reach out with you and connect with you. And
It's been beautiful.
Yeah, it has.
that's just awesome. You guys are fantastic, and you guys are definitely rock stars. And you guys are, you know, I know you say you didn't do anything, you're just letting things happen. Making that choice is doing something. You guys made the choice to realize that how much better you felt and how what you were doing was causing harm to yourselves and other people. And that you couldn't support that anymore. To make that choice is so monumental. I know you say you just let the universe happen, and I know you let that come to you guys, but that's incredible. Rodney and Jennifer, you guys are the real deal, and I am very appreciative and honored that Becky and I had the chance to meet you guys, and that we've gotten to know you guys. If there's
We
anything,
appreciate you too. Love you, Becky.
she ran away with the dogs and brother, and son. No, she's right here. You come back and say hi.
Love you, Becky.
Love you too.
So, you know, if you guys ever need anything that we can do, you know, I know we're in Ohio, so we're kind of a little far off, but if there's something we can do, you need me to get word to somebody or reach out to anything at all, anything we can do whatsoever, you know how to find me, and I will do anything I can to help.
Awesome.
So,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome. You guys stay in touch, and man, just I can't wait to hear what's next, and you know, look
Us
forward.
too. Yeah.
This is exciting on a level that I don't think people can comprehend, and I really appreciate what you guys do. And just thanks for giving me a little bit of time today and sharing your story.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
You're very welcome. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.